Hey guys, Dave here from the Manic Miners and welcome back to No Man's Sky. Alright, today guys I'm going to start off a little series of videos of how to make early game money in No Man's Sky. So I'm going to split it all up into different sections and each section will be a video. So today we're going to be covering how to do mineral mining in the game and make it completely automated so that you're making money even when you're in or out of the game. So I'm hoping this is coming out to people that have just started playing No Man's Sky or are considering playing No Man's Sky. Then this is a dead cert way of making millions and millions of units probably every day or every time you log in. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Right, so as we're going to be covering mining, you're going to have to... There's going to be a certain amount of things that you're going to need to do in the game to be able to start mining, because we're going to be using some industrial equipment, one of them being a mineral extractor, and you're going to need to power it and have some storage for it. And what this thing does is mines the ground at certain points and collects the resources for you. So to be able to get this equipment, I better just run through it quickly. You'll need to get the blueprints for this equipment, for the mineral extractor, for the supply depot, for the supply pipe, and also you're going to need some power, so you'll probably need some solar panels and a battery. Okay, it's pretty straightforward, but if you're early enough into the game where you haven't got any of these blueprints, you'll need to go to the Nexus, you'll need to go to the spatial anomaly, and if you haven't been there yet, you'll have to hyperdrive jump at least twice before you'll see the mission to go and get the Nexus. So what we'll do, I'll take you up to the Nexus and I'll go through how to get the blueprints for them to start off with. So I'll just jump into my ship. Okay, so we're heading off into space. Let's get out this load of asteroids here. And I'm on PC. I'm going to press X and I'm going to call in the space anomaly. In it comes. Now, for these people that don't know, you probably, there's 99% of you are going to know what this is, but this is the hub of No Man's Sky. This is basically, you'll see, this may be the only time you'll ever see, but other players in the game. So there are missions on here, there are blueprints, and there are also objectives to the main stories within the game. So as we go in, you'll see that there's other players in here and you can interact with them, see their ships. It's a good place to go and check out ships, actually. So as you can see, there's another couple of exotic ships in here. Right, so what you're going to need to do, you're going to need to head upstairs in the anomaly, and we are going to need to go to the construction research station, which is over here. You can see a lot of people are crowding around it, but you have instant access to this station, the construction research station. Now, to get these blueprints, you are going to need to go onto planets and do some mining. And what you're going to be looking for is salvage data. If you use your analysis visor, you'll see salvage data, but they'll be called buried technology sites. So right, now we're in the construction research thing. You're going to have to scroll through to the top here, select industrial modules, and you'll see that on here there is the mineral extractor, the solar panel, the battery. You can get the gas extractor as well if you want, but today we're going to concentrate on the mineral extractor. Now this is on a tier system, so you're going to have to buy the first of the, like for instance, you're going to have to buy the biofuel reactor to be able to get the blueprint for the solar panel. So you're going to have to collect a lot of salvage data. But as I say, what we're going to need today to get this mine up and running, we're going to need the solar panel, the battery, the supply depot, the mineral extractor, and the supply pipe. That's all you'll need to mine minerals. Christ, that's a mouthful. Okay, so after you've got all your blueprints for the mineral extractor, one thing you are going to need is go to see this guy here and go to multi-tool research. And you're going to need to research some upgrades, and you're going to need to buy the survey device. Now what this does, this is an addition to your the survey visor, the visor that you've got now, and it will allow you to scan for minerals. I'll try and explain it a bit better when we're onto a surface of a planet. So this is where my base is. We're going to go completely somewhere different, like as if you were going to hyperdrive into a new system. Much more to find a new land now. Yes, we will. Okay, so you found the planet that you want. Now I really recommend that you land on somewhere that hasn't got extreme weather, and somewhere that hasn't got aggressive sentinels as well. Also, it's worth looking on your discoveries tab when you come up to a planet to see exactly what minerals are on the planet and see if they're worth mining, for one thing. Because let's face it, you just want to make as much money as possible out of this, because this will help you on during the game. Right, so you've landed down, and the first thing you're going to do, if I press F and do a scan, I'll show you what a buried technology site looks like. You watch, there won't be one here. Nope, can't believe it. There's not a buried technology site here. Yes, there is. There we go. Buried technology. So that will give you your salvage data, which you need to start collecting for your blueprints. So if we go and get one of those straight away. So by now you probably found one of these already, but you get out your terrain manipulator, dig down, and there we go. We've got a technology module, and we've got ourselves 1 salvage data, 2 salvage data, 4 salvage data. So that's even better. So we've already made a bonus on that. So you need to collect as many as possible to free up some of these blueprints. Right. So the next thing is you've installed your survey device, and on the PC, if you click on your analysis visor and then press the 3 key, it will go into survey mode. Now we're looking for minerals, so we're going to swap it onto the pickaxe sign, and we're just going to have a scan around. So there's nothing here at the moment, and unfortunately you're just going to have to walk around until you find something come up. So let's have a walk around. Okay, after much walking, I've just come across an A-class mineral deposit, and if you look where I move my head, it will actually start doing the scan. So you've got to keep both of them flashing. So the deposit is over here somewhere. Hello, mate. You might be lucky. Oh, we're quite close to some quite large sodium. Right, so here we go. We know it's going to be A. Well, that is going to be a good deposit. Goes exactly the same way as all the other classes on No Man's Sky. C is the worst. A is good. Here we go. It's going to analyse it, and then we'll see what we've got. So we've got paraffinium. Well, I haven't got a paraffinium mine. So what I do now, just so I don't lose this, I'm going to go into my... I've got electricity near here as well, but never mind. I'm just going to put a marker down. Right, so that is where our mine has to start. Now if you look in survey mode, we go onto there. So that is the strongest place it's going to be. If you move left or right, it starts to go down. So anywhere further away from that, it will go down. Well, it's actually getting a bit stronger here. So there we go. There's the strongest point around about there. Okay. So that's where my mine's got to be. Now, before anything goes on, we'll just... Right. Okay. Right, next thing. We have got to obviously put some bits and pieces down here, so we have to put a base computer down. So let's go into some portable base computer. Now, I can't see my base computer. It's there now. You're just going, it's there, Dave. There we go. I'm going to stick it a little bit far away, so if we ever do come near here with the ship, and it needs to come down, it won't land on top of the mine. There we go. So now we're going to quickly claim the base. And say you're going to need a few materials to do this. Not much, but some. Right, now one thing that mines are very, very particular about is that they have to be built on the soil. You cannot build them on wood or metal platforms or anything like that. It has to go directly on the ground there. So what we'll do, what do we need to make an extractor? We need, got everything we need. So what I can do is I'll get rid of that marker. It's gone. And now we're going to put our mineral extractor down. Boom. Right, so now we've got our extractor there. We're going to need to power it, and the most efficient way of doing this without having to play around too much is to power it by solar panels. So for each mineral extractor, you can have as many as you like around here. Obviously the furthest away it gets from that centre point, the weaker the mineral deposit's going to be, so the longer it's going to take to fill up. But each mineral extractor can run on one solar panel, but it will only run while the sun's out. So what we'll do, we'll make it so that each of our mineral extractors will have 2 solar panels and a battery, so that during the day it will be charging the battery up enough to run during the night. So you'll have a 24-hour cycle on it, on the a day-night cycle on it. So let's make this tidy, shall we? And we'll quickly put down some metal floor. We'll bung it there, and then we're going to stick a metal floor over here. I'll make this as simple as I can for you. Then we are going to need to put down a battery, solar panel, battery, happy days. One battery, and then we're going to need to obviously harvest the light, so we need 2 solar panels. Now what I do, I stick one there and one there. Now we're going to need to wire them up, so one solar panel goes into the battery, second solar panel into the battery, and then we're going to wire the battery, typical, it's over there, but to the mine. Next thing we're going to need to do, there's only so much storage space in one of these extractors. Let me just see how much there is. There's 250 storage. Now we can make that a lot bigger. So what we're going to put down is a storage container. So we go into our industrial section. It's called a supply depot. So we'll put down one of these. And in fact what we'll do, we'll put down a couple of these. So let me just put some more flooring down. I want to keep it as tidy as possible for you. That way you'll get to see exactly what I'm doing. And it might make more sense, because I believe I'm actually talking gibberish right now. Let's go up here. There we go. Put that there. And there. Right, so let's go back, go into tech, industrial, supply depot. So we've got one there, and then we'll put another supply depot there, and then we'll put another supply depot there. These are quite... Ooh.
Incoming storm.
We'll put another supply depot there. Now these supply depots need to be linked up with supply pipe. So we're going to put supply pipe between that one, and then that one, and then that one. And now if we go into extractor now, we'll see how much the storage is. And we're now, well, the extractor's still got storage there. We're going to the storage container. Pipeline capacity reached. Why has it got a pipeline capacity? Oh right, okay. That's why. Okay. Now storage depot has got 4,250 storage. Now before I die of a superheated rain, I'm just going to call my ship in and we'll sit the storm out. And I'll come back to you in a moment. Right, okay, back out of my ship. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't want to die of being boiled to death by boiling hot rain. So, as you can see, the sun's out, the solar panels are working, it's charging the battery up, and it's running the extractor. All the silos are filling. Now, these 4 silos I've put down will take 8 hours and 45 minutes to fill up. Okay, now that's 8 hours and 45 minutes of real time. But don't worry, you don't have to stay in the game. This system runs even when you're not in the game, so you're making money even when you're not playing No Man's Sky. Plus, as this is such a good spot, I could put probably another 3 or 4 extractors on here with probably another couple of storage silos. Well, I don't know how much paraffinium sells for at the moment. Let's have a look. Because I haven't got any, I can't tell you how much it sells for. But to put this in perspective, I've just been around a couple of my mines that have been running, and I've got some cadmium on me. So I've got probably 2.5 million units worth of cadmium. I've got 2 million units worth of gold. I've got 371,000 units of silver, and that's only a low value because I think the system is really flooded with it at the moment. Copper, I've got another 1 million units. So you could literally come into the game, empty all your mines out, go and sell it, and you could easily make probably 20 million a day out of this quite easily, with us just doing like 15 minutes of going from planet to planet, collecting up all your mines. Now, what I would do here, definitely don't build a base next to a mine, because if you notice, it makes hell of a noise, and it also vibrates the screen, so you don't want to base it here. But you can put a teleport next to it and go to your base computer and call it paraffinium mine or silver mine or copper mine, and you've instantly got an income coming in 24 hours a day. Now, for instance, I could go into this twice a day and I've made millions of units straight away, and this will go towards all your next load of stuff that you want to buy, for instance like your exotic ships. Talking of exotic ships, if you want to know how to get one of these bad boys legitimately, go and check out my video on how to find an exotic ship. It's very straightforward and doesn't cost you very much money. It costs you less than what you'd make out of a couple of mines. So yeah, I hope this has been some help for you. Just to reiterate what you need to be able to get the blueprints for all this equipment. To get the blueprints, you will need to collect salvage data on any planet. Any planet, more or less 90% of planets have salvage data on them. Collect up as much as you can, go to the Nexus, get the blueprints for the silo, for the mineral extractor, the battery, the solar panel, and you're made. So yeah, I hope this has been some help for you. If it has, don't forget to click like. Check out the other No Man's Sky videos we've got on the channel. There's going to be more coming. As I said, this is part 1 of a few parts of how to make early game money in No Man's Sky legitimately without glitching. As much as I don't mind people that glitch, I don't want to do it. I want to play the game completely and utterly standard as if I think it's more immersive that way, and do the grinding. You'll need to collect up lots of ferrite dust, lots of gold, lots of magnetized ferrite, for instance, chromatic metal. But once you've got all that stuff together, a couple of hours, you can have yourself one of these running. As I say, I could put probably 5 extractors down here with another 4 or 5 silos on each one. Probably have 5 on each, to be honest with you. And you've got income coming in 24 hours a day. So, as I say, hope this has been helpful for you. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Click the little bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!